Have you ever stopped to wonder about where your last name comes from? Maybe you've wondered why you're a Smith or a Johnson, but never really knew the story behind it. Well, you're not alone. Many of us take our last names for granted, assuming that they're just a random collection of letters. But the truth is, our last names hold a wealth of information about our ancestors, their occupations, and places they called home. Despite this, many people struggle to understand the origins of their last names, leaving a gap between our past and present. This gap is exactly where we're going to bridge today, as we delve into the world of last name etymology. Understanding where our last names come from can be a powerful tool in uncovering the history of our family history. And it's an aspect of genealogy that is often overlooked. But with a little digging, we can uncover some amazing insights into our ancestors' lives. So, why do so many of us find it difficult to understand the origins of our last names? Part of the problem is that names have evolved over time, often changing spellings or meanings. Add that to the fact that many historical records are incomplete or lost, and it's no wonder we're left with many more questions than answers. But despite these challenges, there are still many resources available to help us uncover the truth about our last names. Surnames as we know them today are a relatively recent phenomenon. In medieval Europe, people were identified by a single name, often based on their occupation, location, or personal characteristics. It wasn't until the 11th century that surnames started to become more widespread. These early surnames were mainly based on occupations like Smith or Baker, or locations like Hill or Brook. Over time, surnames became more complex, incorporating patronyms, and a person's surname was based on their father's name. Even coats of arms, which donated nobility or status. As societies grew and migrated, surnames evolved to reflect these changes. Occupations played a huge role in the development of surnames. Take the miller, for example. Does it mean that your ancestor was a miller? Or did they simply live near a mill? These are kinds of questions that we can answer by exploring the history of surnames. Location-based surnames like London, Paris are equally fascinating. Did your ancestor hail from these cities, or was it simply a nod to a distant relative? And then there are the surnames based on personal characteristics, like Strong or Fair. Think of Neil Armstrong. What did these names say about our ancestors, and how did they influence the way they lived their lives? But surnames aren't just interesting from a historical perspective, oh no. They can also provide insights into our ancestry and cultural background. Take the name Patel, for example. This common Indian surname is thought to have originated from the, apologize if I can't pronounce this correctly, Gujarati word for village leader. Does this mean your ancestors were proud leaders in their community? The name Li is equally intriguing, with roots to the ancient China and possible connection to the royal family. These are the kinds of surprising facts we uncover when we delve into the world of name etymology. Did you know that the name Williams is thought to have originated from the old German word for resolute protector? Or that the brown is linked to the Old English word for brown-haired one? These are just a few examples of many fascinating stories behind our everyday surnames. By exploring the history of our last names, we can gain a deeper understanding of our ancestors' lives, their struggles, and their triumphs. Thank you for joining me, fellow nerds, on this journey into the world of name entomology. If you're inspired to learn more about your own last name, I encourage you share your own name origins in the comments below. And if you're interested in exploring more videos about science, history, and nerd stuff in general, then check out my channel. I am a nerd.